The last video, I showed you how the coordinate differences app can save you time. Now what I've got for you is something more general that you can use in many more cases, and you can use it to rearrange data. So if you're doing deformation surveys, or you want to find out what was done to some data, or you just need to reorder some data to make a neat table, then this tool will save you time, the Align Data app. You won't need it if you got two data sets ordered in the same way. But if there might be points missing or added to either data set, or the order is different or might be different, then this tool will help you. So here's an example. All right, this is just built into the software just so that you can play with it, this example here. So this is the reference column here, and that is how you tell it what order you want the data to be in. So if we say we want that point 11 to be on the bottom, then by changing it and clicking the button again, now you see point 11 on the bottom over there. In this current version of it, we're ignoring empty lines, so they're meaningless, so they have no effect. But in the future, those will have meaning for ordering the data, say into two parts of three like this. Right now, that's not implemented. Okay, so if we take this point out of our data, which was 11, now it's going to tell us that that point is missing in the data. Same thing for this point. Okay, so those two are missing. But what if we take out a point in the reference, like 12? Then it tells us that one's missing there. So 15 and 11 are missing in the data, but it still follows the order of the reference. 13, 14, 15, 16, and 11. That's the same order you get here. It takes this data and rearranges it according to the reference. But then any points which are new in the data that are not in the reference are then listed at the bottom at the end. So that's how this program works. Okay, now we'll use it for a real example, a somewhat real example. So we've got the data from the first survey for a deformation survey, Epoch 1 baseline right here. And then 1 month later, this. But when the surveyors surveyed it, they got the data in a different order. Well, we don't have to rearrange this data, right? And we're also going to find out if any points were missed or if any new points were added to the survey. Okay, so here's how you use this tool. You put the reference column into this reference text box. Then you put the data that you have into the data box and click Align Data. So now what it's done is not made coordinate differences, it's just rearranged the data according to the reference. And it tells us point 103 was missed, and that's why it's empty here. And it also says that there was missed data points in the reference. That's because those were new points that were added, 1206 and 1207. So they're listed at the bottom. So if we take this, copy it into Excel, it should then line up with our reference over there. Okay, so now you can see basically if we just say, is there any difference between these point numbers? Just as a quick example, you can see those are all the same, and then those are two new points at the end. Okay, so that's what I told you I would show you how to do in the last video, and that's it. So you can now use this software, and I've made it open source for you, and I'll improve it over time. If you have any requests, then email me at service@cheaterreports.com.